Hello, can you hear me now? Hello, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. I don't know because I can only see me. Can other people see everybody else? I don't know. I've never done this with guests before. I'm sorry. How do I let my guests in and talk? I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Well, I'm figuring out how to put everybody in. Settings. Let's see it. I don't see a spot where it says to let the people backstage in. Does anyone ever do it on the phone? I see guests. There we
There
are.
she is.
There we are. I believe we made it.
Ah,
Thank you,
what
everyone,
do you
for
know?
bearing with me.
All right.
Welcome to my live stream. It's my birthday week, so I just wanted to have a live stream and talk with everybody about their health and wellness and their journeys thus far. And, just thank you guys for joining me and sharing in my birthday week. This is the best way I can think to spend it.
Hi. Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday
Yeah.
to you.
Happy birthday. Thanks for
Yeah.
having us, Michelle. We appreciate it.
All right, so I'll do some
Yes.
quick
Thank you very much.
introductions. I'm Keto Mama Michelle, and I've been on a weight loss journey for about 2 years now. And obviously, this is my channel, and I'll let you guys introduce yourselves if you want to say something about your journey, how long you've been on, or how much weight you've lost. We'll start with the person that I see at the top, Misty.
Sure, yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Misty. My YouTube channel is Your Pal Misty. I started a weight loss journey, which has now turned into a health expedition, and have lost 155 plus pounds. So, thanks for having me.
I like that
All right.
health expedition.
Yeah, because y'all all got to come along with me. It's so much more fun with a whole group of people. So, I'm glad to have y'all along on my new health expedition.
Nice. All right, so we'll go to the next person that I see, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. My channel is Ketorific Journey with Mike, or you could search it just Keto Mike. It'll come up that way. Started in May of 2018, and I'm coming up on 5 years in a couple of months, and I have lost a total of 110 pounds.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you
All
for
right,
asking. And happy birthday.
Thank you. All right, next we'll go to Alan.
Hey, so just so everybody knows, Michelle's my daughter, so it's not. You didn't call
Oh.
me that. So my channel is Alan's Awesome Keto World. I've been doing keto for a little over 5 years. I've been on my health journey for my lifetime, but really the last 5 years has really been when I've really turned things around. I'm kind of the low guy, I guess. I'm only down 60 pounds. But yeah, my health has really been good. Trying to like Misty and trying to get into that exercise part of it more and more all the time, and trying to keep that going. Older, so getting close to that retirement age, and I want to go into my golden years really, really healthy and strong.
All right, thank you. And last but certainly not least, my captain on the Steps Challenge, Deanna.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for having me. I'm Deanna with Adventures of Deanna. I'm the oddball in the group because I'm the only non-keto person here. I have lost 50 pounds total so far and have about 50 more to go. And time does not matter, and I'm not even going to talk about it. It's been a while, but slow but steady. We're going to get there.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't
we
matter what
love
you do,
an
as long as it's
oddball.
effective for you.
Don't you worry about it. We like an oddball around here, Deanna.
And I
Yeah.
like being the oddball, so I'm
I'm
okay
sure
with
you
it.
do. Yeah, I'm sure you don't have any problems.
And not the same things work for everybody, so it's good to
That's
hear
right.
all different point of views from different people doing different things. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all right, so I guess my first question is to everyone is tell me a little bit about your journey so far. Anything that you would want somebody to know that's first starting out on a weight loss journey. We'll go in the reverse order. So, Deanna.
Oh, wow. We're going to go in the reverse order. Anything that I would want somebody to know that is just starting out. I think the most important tip is don't try to start too big Just start with something that is really simple, maybe with just adding things in versus taking things away. But just start with small steps. Don't try to do everything all at once. Just slowly add on as you go. It's going to be the easiest way and it's not going to overwhelm you.
All right. Alan, you're next.
So a little bit about my, I guess for me is just to try to keep it simple, find out what works for you, what you're comfortable with, what's going to be sustainable for you, and then just kind of stick with it. Right. So for me, starting off with a little bit of trying to lose the weight first, and then as you lose the weight, start getting more into the physical fitness stuff of it, walking, exercising, whatever you can do. Right.
Nice. All right, Mike.
With me, I echo what Alan said. Also, you have to you've got to make it work for you. But when you first start out, try and be as strict as you can, at least for the first few months. Don't start looking for ways of doing cheat days, as they call it, or things like that. Stay strict, and then after you've been on it a while and you get established and you've become fat adapted, then you can look at adding in a treat some here and there along the way. But the best advice is drink the electrolyte. Somehow or another, get the electrolytes in because the keto flu is a real thing.
Definitely, definitely. All right, Misty, what do you have to say about starting out on a weight loss journey?
So I think in looking back over 3 years, the biggest thing that I've learned that I didn't realize and is really big in the culture right now is the quick weight loss. Well, quick weight loss is possible, and we've all done it over and over and over and over and we need to stop that. So I think one thing going into it is to understand up front you need to change the way you are for the rest of your life. And that's the only way that it's going to really work and be sustainable. And just like Deanna said, it's about what healthy things can you add slowly over time, and then the unhealthier portions sort of drop away. Because people are really tempted, as I say, to go big or go home, and then they do. Why not go slow and continue your expedition? So that's what I'm doing. And that would be my tip. Go slow. It's going to be for the rest of your life. Enjoy it. Learn about yourself and make changes.
Well, you think about it, right? You lose a half a pound
Comparison
a week.
is the thief of all joy.
It
Don't
is.
compare yourself to others.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I thought that when I had hit like maintenance that it would be like nice, easy, and that I would just like coast through, and that like once I hit that number, bam, it would be like magic and I would never gain the weight back and I would be like just easy going and just maintaining and I guess I was kind of shocked when I got to trying to maintain and I'm like, oh, can I do this?
How long have you been maintaining? Well,
I've been trying to maintain-ish for a year now, but I'm just definitely like, I don't know. I still don't think I have maintenance mode down yet. Like I still so much to learn, and that's why it's a journey.
It is.
Yep.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah. And that's an important lesson that you share is that everybody is like, I want to get to this spot. And then you get there and you're like, oh, wait, hold on. I got to stay here. How do I stay here? Right. So it's about making those changes as you do it so that when you get there, maintenance hopefully will be a little bit easier. I mean, you're doing great, but I understand it's a struggle. And it's important for me to see that, me as an example. I like watching that because it's true life, right? I'm going to need to know that when I get there. So.
And if you're going to have plateaus and you're going to have stalls. You're going to have some stalls here and there. So if you go a month, 2 months, several months, whatever, and you've not lost any kind of weight, if you hadn't put anything back on, that's a win.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't get down on yourself and say, "Oh, I'm done with this because I'm not losing." If you're maintaining, you won.
You're winning. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
for a lot of us, when was the last time we did that?
Bingo.
It's been a while.
You're right. I agree.
I don't know.
I
I've
mean,
been yo-yo dieting for years. Lost the weight,
exactly.
gained it
Oh
back.
yeah,
Lost the
yeah.
weight, gained it back.
Yeah,
Oh
that's what I
yeah,
always
oh
say. We're
yeah,
experts at losing weight. Ask us
oh
how. We've
yeah.
done it over and over. What none of us are experts are is at maintenance. And that's
Yep.
what we really need to learn as we go.
Amen.
And the healthier we do it, the easier maintenance will be. And I think knowing as we do that it is for the rest of our lives is a good place to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of perspective also. If I see folks talk about, say, well, I've been doing this for 3 months and I've only lost 10 pounds. Well,
That's pretty
let's
good.
look at this. Let's look at the perspective. If 3 months and you've lost 10 pounds, so over a year's period of time, that's going to be 40 pounds.
Yeah.
That's not a bad amount of loss for it. So, you can look at it in a whole
Yeah.
different manner. You can say, instead of where you place that only is important. It could be, I've only been doing this for 3 months and I've lost 10 pounds. The
Yeah.
placement of
Yeah.
that only is important.
I love that. It's the placement of the only. You're right about that, my friend. I like that, Mike.
Thank you.
And also, I feel like 10 pounds is different on different people. Like,
Exactly.
Sure.
not everyone is made up the same way. So if you don't have as much weight to lose, 10 pounds on you might be, like a huge difference. So,
Yeah.
And
Percentage wise, yeah.
right. And the closer you get to your goal weight, the harder it's going to be for you to drop. So
Yeah, sure is.
So hey, don't look at it as bad. It's you've done something.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go,
Alan.
wow, I live for the day where I get closer to my goal weight so that I can say, hey, I'm not losing much, but hey, I'm almost there, and I look at where I came from and where I am. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, a year ago or 6 months ago, whatever, if you'd have said 6 months from now, I'll be 20 pounds lighter, you would have begged for that. You would have begged for that. Now you're complaining that 6 months you lost 20 pounds. You'd have
Yeah.
begged for 20 pounds 6 months ago.
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I think people hear about the rapid weight loss, and I think today's society is we've kind of gotten to that instant gratification, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
But
Yep. I just wanted to take a minute too to say hi to Just Jason Keto. Thank you for coming in. Say hi to Rick. He's over there boiling some sap and making some syrup. So it's really interesting. So go check both of them out. Also, I saw Andre Southgate come in. So hi everybody. Make sure that you introduce yourselves and connect if you haven't connected yet.
Hi, everybody.
So what is everybody's favorite kind of food or dish or something that you really enjoy making? We'll go with Alan first.
I would say my favorite thing is any kind of meat, right? I'm a big steak person. I love a good ribeye steak. That's ribeye and as Misty would say, asparagus because it's fancy.
Yeah, it
right?
is. Yeah, it is, Alan.
So
Jay.
yeah, I'm about that. We're actually cooking some pork belly today, so that's really really good too. I'm a big fan of that, but meat's not the only thing, but that's one of my favorite foods, right? With a good nice vegetable.
Like I say, I could be a vegetarian if it wasn't for giving up meat.
Makes it tricky.
All right. On that note, what's your favorite, Mike?
Oh, I guess my favorite thing to fix is egg roll in a bowl.
Really?
But my favorite meal is meatloaf and broccoli and cauliflower mash. but meatloaf is a little more time intensive than the other. So the easiest to, you cannot get any easier than egg roll in a bowl to make. Yeah, I mean it is so simple.
All right, what about you, Misty?
I mean, it changes. I go through phases where I like different things, but pretty much I would have to say my comfort meal, which this may sound weird, is ground meat of some kind. It can be beef, turkey, pork, chicken. It doesn't matter. Ground beef of some sort, ground meat with Brussels sprouts
Oh
roasted.
yeah. Oh
And then
yeah.
you just put it in a bowl together. It's delicious. That's my favorite comfort meal. Is just a big bowl of meat and veg.
Nice. All right, what about you, Deanna?
Non-keto girl here. My signature dish is chicken parmesan with steamed broccoli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good too.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of crossover meals too. And I think there's a lot of
Oh,
stuff that
sure.
because I
Oh,
know
absolutely.
doing Weight Watchers prior to and this, there's a lot of stuff that, and it depends on whether you're watching calories and stuff like that. I mean, that there's a lot of crossover stuff. So
Yeah, I could make a chicken parm.
Yeah.
I just would use a few different ingredients.
yeah,
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Some chicken parm with some pork
Like a
rind.
keto breading. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
bread. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Pork
need to
rind
try that
breadcrumbs.
someday. Just for
Pork rind
fun.
breadcrumbs, man, they're good. And you're cheap. Go to Walmart, get that big old thing of Max pork rinds, grind that down, use it
But I
as a
can't
breading.
stand pork rinds. I think they're
But
gross.
I'm telling you, just season them up, put them on his breading. You'll never
I'm gonna
get
try
sick.
it someday because
Try
you
it.
know I can't say anything unless I try it. Otherwise,
you
I
go.
gotta shut my mouth.
you can
won't be
use
surprised.
the cheese whisps. Those cheese whisps actually work well instead
Yeah.
of pork rinds. You can use cheese
Ooh.
whisps.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
And then they have that cheesy flavor, so you can chew with cheddar cheese or parm or
I have those in my pantry right now.
Yeah,
So-
you can use that as breading too. Yeah, just crush it
Yeah.
up, do your little egg wash, dip it in there. It's
Yeah.
real good. It's real good, and it's lower carb, lower calories a lot of the time, depending on what you're using normally. So,
I think they gave me a
Trust.
pork rind instead of a pacifier when I was young.
I like you. You're funny.
And I know we've been kind of playing around with it. We've been using the pork rinds, and I've been mixing egg white powder in with it, and just kind of getting a different texture. I know Indigo Nelly does something similar like that. She mixes in some beef gelatin with it as well. So there's a lot of different combinations that you can do to really give it a different flavor and different textures. And
There's a channel I'm gonna tell you all about. He is the king of use of pork rinds, and he'll grind them up and he'll use them, and he has made some fantastic things using it. And his channel name is Chef Fat Grams. I'm telling you, that man is a genius with a pork rind.
I love it. I love it. They're so versatile. It's crazy.
It is.
They're so versatile.
Oh yeah. I made country fried steak using the Parmesan cheese as a breading.
That's my second favorite food.
what is it?
Country fried
Cauliflower?
steak. I used Parmesan cheese as the breading.
Oh, really?
But now I dipped it in egg and I dipped it in mayo and got it on there, and then I put the Parmesan cheese on it and cooked it up that way. Oh
Man, Mike is more
man,
southern
that
than me.
sounds
That's
so
why we're
good.
friends, Mike, because you're more southern than me. I love that. You put mayo on that thing too. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
they asked me how you say mayo. Is it mayonnaise? Is it mayonnaise? Is it mayonnaise? I said I call it Dukes.
It's zero sugar added. Yes, sir. You know it.
So what kind of Parmesan do you?
Moist.
Are you using like the powder stuff? Like
I've
you
used
know,
that.
like,
I've used I've shredded it myself and put it on there. It's a little bit rougher cut on the outside of it, and each one is a little bit different texture. It comes out great. but
It
grated,
makes sense because
you
that,
know,
yeah, that grated
Mm.
Parmesan browns up real nicely if you're
oh
doing like your
man,
own
it's great.
crisp. So it makes
Yep,
sense to use it as a
yep,
breading. I hadn't thought of that.
Yum,
Or
yum, yum.
even with
There
a
you
little
go.
bit of
That's a
almond
great
flour
idea.
to fill it out. Yeah.
yep. And
Don't
it
make
works
me
for
hungry.
it works for chicken parm. It works great for chicken parm.
Yeah, it would. Hmm.
We're gonna start calling this Lessons in Keto with Mike.
Well, I think it's just in cooking in general. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
hey,
know,
my buddy
I'm gonna
Tom
have to redo
Garvey,
my
he says,
shopping list for the week.
my buddy Tom Garvey says, play with your food. My brother Tom Garvey, he says, play with your food, and had nothing
Yeah.
truer has ever been said.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a
Try
great channel
recipes.
over there too.
yep.
Hmm.
And I,
That's
So
good.
Rick said that he lost 45 pounds, which is 25% of his body weight. That's awesome.
that
Keep it
is
going.
awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl,
Um,
and
hi,
you're talking about,
Cheryl.
you're
Welcome
talking about,
in. Thank you
yeah,
for joining us. Thank you.
talking about just Jason Keto. Now, Jason, that man has got more recipes for chaffles than you have ever seen.
All right. I love a chocolate.
Oh man, and I
It's
mean, I've tried
versatile.
some of them, and they are really good.
I mean,
I hadn't found one yet that's bad
I
that he's
even think
made.
this is controversial, and I'm the one saying it, but I believe that the chaffle is the taco of the keto world because it's
I
just
agree.
as versatile. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just saying, we can still have tacos too. You can use your chaffle for a taco. I'm just saying, it's
absolutely,
so great. It's great. It's delicious.
absolutely.
I love a
Yeah.
chaffle. It can
And
be
you can,
dessert. It can be breakfast. It can be bread. It can be a cake.
yep,
It's like, it's so good.
and you can warm a chopper up in a toaster.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Freeze them babies.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep.
I
One of my
stick mine
favorite
in the
pizza.
air fryer and get them a little bit more crispy, so that
Mm-hmm.
cheese is a little bit
hmm
more crispy. Yum.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. And Michelle,
Yeah.
you're what, 95 pounds? You said now? Is that right?
95.
Yeah, I was down 100, but I'm the last 6 months has been a real struggle. So
Hey,
I'm
Hey,
that's still that.
that's great. Yeah.
Don't
I agree.
I
discount
applaud you.
yourself, even
I
if
applaud you.
the 100 still counts.
That's right. I see you in the gym. You're working on it. Get it.
You know
I
what
know
I
I want
love?
to start making more gym videos and stuff.
I love it.
You
It's
know
I
what I love
think
inspiring.
about
it's
your
Yeah.
channel? You know what I
yeah.
love about your channel, Michelle? You are a great cook. You are great in the kitchen, and almost everything you're doing, the kids are working with you on it, and sometimes you're doing it with a kid on your hip.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love
Yep.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
I
I
want
would
to
say
show
that's the
I
hardest
want
thing
to
is
show everybody that it's possible. With I don't have a lot of time, and I want to just help people that were like me, that were like, oh, I'll get to it later. Oh, I'll do it another
Right.
day. Oh,
hmm
I have every excuse in the book I can make.
hmm
But that wasn't helping me get anywhere.
And
So,
have you found that now that you've lost the weight that you actually have more time to do even more, right?
Yeah.
yeah, but it's still tough. We still
Well,
going
sure. You
going
got all
and
them kids. I don't know
even
how
like
y'all do it with all them kids.
even like today we had to corral it, and I worked in the morning, and then my mom dropped Adriana off at karate, and then she took Mackenzie over to dance, and then she stayed with Mackenzie while I swooped up and picked up Adriana, and then we got some corned beef and cabbage for dinner, and we're gonna make a corned beef what do you call that thing? A corned beef hash and sweet and
Mm.
sour cabbage for dinner. So that's in the oven cooking while I'm talking to all you wonderful people. Um,
Nice.
and before you know it, it'll be like bedtime and ready for the next day of
I said
craziness.
We're
I
having
said
corned
that's
beef
going to
hash
be
for
the
dinner
hardest thing in the
tonight
world.
too.
Yeah.
I was going to say
That's
that's going to be the
yeah.
hardest thing in the world because your husband and the kids don't necessarily follow the same eating style that you do, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
of a different. So you kind of got
Yeah,
some
so
influences there that are tough.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
very careful about the keto, the way I approach it, because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to force them to do keto or never eat a carb or never eat sugar. And
Yeah.
so my kids, they eat carbs, they eat plenty of carbs, and my husband, he's starting to more gravitate towards the way of low carb. But if he wants to go eat a bowl of cereal, which there he is, hi Tom. If he wants to go eat a bowl of cereal, I'm not gonna be mad at him for it. If you want to do it, do it. Everyone's on their different journey, doing their different thing, even in my house. So, I have respect for anybody who's trying. Just
Yep.
try. You lose 100% of the shots that you don't take. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love that. Everybody's doing something different, including the people in your own house. That's
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah. And
I
there's
don't
no,
have to think about that because it's just me. But yeah, I imagine, like you said, Alan, that makes it even harder. But that's a great way to look at
yeah.
it, Michelle. Everybody's doing their own thing, even your own household. You make
Yeah.
what works for them work. Yeah.
Well, there's no one way to do keto. I mean, heck,
For
everybody's
sure.
doing it a different way. You got to make it work for you. It's that way. And hey, Cheryl, but you know, what are you using with the corned beef in the corned beef hash for the potato
He's got
part?
questions. Mike
For the
has follow-up
potato part.
questions.
For the potato
So
part.
I'm just trying it. It's experimental still, so I don't know how it's gonna come out, but I'm gonna do half like the normal way with potatoes. We do have my mom over, so she is visiting, so she'll eat some of the potatoes and stuff, and the kids will too. And then I'm gonna make half an experimental batch with some cauliflower and try it and
Okay.
see how it comes out. So we'll
Well,
see.
I got a video recently where I did corned beef hash and I used riced cauliflower. And I'm here to tell you, it was fantastic.
All right,
So,
maybe I'll be going to go back and visit that video in a
and
couple.
I even used canned corned beef. It was out of a can.
Wow, that
So
sounds great.
it was. My 21-year-old granddaughter, who is not keto, wanted seconds.
That's a
And
good dish right there.
I think that's so funny. Like when I do make something keto and people try it and they're like, "This is delicious," and I'm like, "Well, guess what? It's low carb," and they're like, "No, it can't be." I'm like, pretty delicious. All right,
Yeah.
so
Well,
let's go with
now we
another
just
round of questions. Oh, sorry.
all right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so how do you guys approach like holidays and special occasions, birthdays? Is it just like a day where you can eat whatever you want, or do you still track, or a little bit more lax, meal prep? What is your strategy or secret? Let's go with Deanna because she's been pretty quiet.
I treat it the same as every single other day. So I'd like to make a plan early in the morning whenever, I'm most refreshed and thinking of my best self. And then I try and stick to that plan as closely as possible. So it just depends on what's going on, that particular day or week or pretty much the week. Cause I like to do kind of like calorie cycling. So I will have some days that are like low calorie and then some days that are higher calorie. So if all my other days have been low calorie and it's a birthday, then I can probably maybe have a piece of cake. But then it just depends on, if I want, but I just plan for it and then I have it. But if I don't write it down on my plan, if it's not something that I decided that I was going to have early, then I'm not going to have it. I'm just going to say, nope, it wasn't on my plan for today and move on. But that's pretty much how I do for like every single day. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday, birthday, or whatever it is. I don't do cheat meals, treat days, anything like that. It's just a regular day in the life. And then it doesn't give me any back talk in my head.
Nice. What about you, Misty?
It depends on the situation, to be honest. I'm one of those, and I've talked about this before. I'm not afraid to say I don't want to eat what you're serving. If I don't want to eat it, I'm not going to, and I'm okay to tell you that because if I'm coming to your place, you've already met me. Like I had a friend, and her twins turned 13, and we have I don't know, it's called Main Event. You have bowling and laser tag and all these games, right? And I knew they'd be having pizza and birthday cake, so I ate before I went because I knew I wouldn't want that that food. But like my niece got baptized and they were having a baked potato bar. And I was like, I think I'd like a baked potato. I could probably fit that into my day. It's maybe make me a little kind of sleepy with that carb. Makes it kind of heavy on my stomach because I don't eat them very often. So I had a soda with it. Sort of counterbalance. And for some people, they're like, but you had caffeine so that you could have a potato. Yep. It's delicious. I enjoyed it. It's a great potato. So it kind of depends. Sometimes I eat before. Sometimes I'll bring food with me. And then sometimes I'll eat what's served. But it's for me, sort of like Deanna said, it's all about the preparation going into the day. I'll have a plan going in. It's not like I'll just be like, oh, there's a birthday party and I have no plan. No, I already know what I'm doing before the birthday party happens.
Yeah, I would have
So,
planned to
being
have the pizza and
prepared.
no cake.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if you
yeah,
guys
see?
if you
And that's
guys are
fair.
going out to a restaurant, do you ever look at the menu ahead of time and say, like, this is what I'm gonna get on the menu, or
Sometimes.
Very rarely do I look at the menu because you can pretty much always find a protein and vegetable
Always.
anywhere you go, even if it's a salad. So yeah, I really never look ahead, to be honest. I don't worry that much about it if I'm going out to eat.
Yeah, I will go and take a look at the menu. Most of the time I will. Again, like Misty said, getting a steak is easy. A steak or some kind of like meat, chicken, turkey, something, and then a vegetable, right? And if it serves with fries, I'll just say, hey, instead of fries, can I have the daily vegetable or something
Or the
like
side
that, right?
salad, or yep.
Or a
Right.
side salad, or
And most places are real accommodating.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If it's a
Especially
brand
these
new
days.
restaurant, I like to really annoy my husband and make sure that I don't look at the menu ahead of time because I want to make sure that it takes me 20 minutes to make a decision because it aggravates him so very much. And he's like, why can't you just order some food? And I'm like, because I'm still looking at the menu. I'm still trying to decide. I want to look at everything and make a good decision.
Yeah.
And
So you're one of those people like Natasha. We go to the same place to eat every Sunday. My friend Natasha over at Eco Fit and Fab. She has not had the same thing twice. She's trying the whole freaking menu, and I kind of love it. But I am not that person. I get eggs and bacon. Like I get the same thing every time we go. Like,
My wife,
so yeah, everybody's
Paige,
different.
yeah, Paige, when we'll go to a restaurant, she'll say, well, waiter or waitress will come there and said, have y'all had enough time? She said, no, I'm going to need a little longer to look at the menu. And I said, why, dear? You're gonna get the salmon, it.
Yeah, that's when it's bad. Yeah, Deanna, look, she's going guilty by association. You're gonna
All right,
wait 20
Mike,
minutes.
Mike, on that note, what do you do for holidays, special occasions, birthdays?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. For the most part, until this past year, it was just another day. I stuck with, and I would make low carb dishes. But at Thanksgiving and Christmas, I kind of indulged a little bit. I had low carb dishes and I had regular dishes, and I was in charge of the entire meal. And so I kind of did a mix, and so I only ate a little bit of the higher carb stuff. So I stayed pretty much low carb for the most part. But on birthdays, I've had a chocolate cake. I've had you got big.
I got spotlighted. I'm sorry, Mike. We'll get it.
Sorry.
I don't know. Oh,
that's all right. Don't worry about it, Michelle.
That's all
I
right.
got
Great,
a
Michelle.
notification pop up and I tried to click it. That was a bad idea.
That's
It's
okay.
all right. But I've had chocolate cake for my birthday. I've had I did one of the store-bought cakes one time for my birthday. Not the store-bought pre-made cake, one you make with a mix. It was a keto mix. I'd rather have the chocolate. The other wasn't that great. But my wife now she's diabetic, so in the past when we've gotten cake, it was something that she couldn't eat a lot of, and so she'd have just a little sliver of cake for her birthday. And I'm like, no, that's not right. So I have come up with her favorite cakes and ways of making them and making them low carb. And I do them pretty much from scratch. when I do that. So I have ones out there right now from where I did her birthday cake, where I did a chocolate icebox cake that was low carb and zero added sugar. So,
Wow.
so I bought her. The first time we have a bakery here in Atlanta that specializes in low carb keto stuff and gluten free, and it's up in Sandy Springs,
Okay.
which is on the north side of town. And I went there and I ordered her a cake right the first year they had been open for her birthday because she had never had a sugar-free cake from a bakery for her birthday.
Mm.
Now it was like $70 for a whole cake, but that was fine. There was no cost that I would not have paid to have done
Yeah.
that for her.
Yeah, for that
Aw.
experience.
Fun fact, I lived in Sandy Springs, Georgia in 1998.
Oh, wow.
Hey. Oh wow, that's cool.
Small world. All right.
Cool.
What about you, Alan? What do you do for special occasions, birthdays?
I think I don't track because I'm gonna say that's a special day, right? So I don't worry about it as much. I try to stay pretty close to plan, but I will eat those special treats. Like my wife makes lumpia, which is a Filipino spring rolls. I'm gonna eat those. They're not high in carbs, like 9 carbs, but I'll eat. I'm gonna eat 5 or 6 of them. So I'm gonna go way over my carbs, but for the day. But I will primarily try to stick to lower carbs. So desserts and stuff like that, we will make a low carb version. Like we'll make a ube spring roll. Ube roll cake or something like that, which is, instead of buying one, and then we can keep it low carb. We're going to use a heavy cream to make the frosting, and we're going to, use egg whites to make the cake batter. So and artificial sweetener. So, but I don't know. That's kind of the stuff we'll do. Going out to restaurants or going to somewhere, like I guess like anybody else, I'll probably eat before we go, eat a little bit before we go, so that I won't grab a lot of garbage and stuff while I'm out.
Oh yeah.
But if we go to a fair or something like that, I will eat and I will indulge a little bit, but I'll try to keep it under control.
If it's a restaurant I've never been to,
All right,
I'm gonna
thank
check out the
you,
menu.
everybody.
Oh, what'd you say, Mike?
I said if it's a restaurant I've never been to, I check out the menu first just to see what they got because I don't know what kind of food they got. I just want to know. Somebody will say,
Yeah.
"Hey," my wife will say, "Hey, I want to go here. I've heard it's good." Well, I'll look online just to see what it. I don't know what it is. I got to see what they got.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I like to look ahead of time, and I like to see, what they have on the menu and like what kind of choices. So I go in with a game plan. It doesn't always end up working out because sometimes I see something that I like better, or sometimes I end up eating something completely different than what I had planned on. But for the most part, I try to have some kind of plan. It's not,
Oh, yeah.
people say, what can you eat? You can't eat anything. And I'm like, no, I can eat quite a bit of things.
Yeah.
Most of the menu. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about like when people do make negative comments to you about your weight loss journey and say things, I don't know, it could be in any array of things that they say, either like you can't eat anything or it's not sustainable or, any of the negative things that people say about people that are on a weight loss journey.
Misty?
What?
I like the way Misty
What?
puts it.
What do I always say? You say it, Deanna.
No, you say it. It's your thing.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you said it Wednesday. That's a you problem.
It is.
It
It
is,
is a
yeah.
huge problem. I just wanted to hear Deanna say it because I need her to believe it too. I, look, they can say whatever they want about the way that I eat or about the way that I'm going through this weight loss expedition because at the end of the day, it's mine. You can think whatever you want about it.
Yep.
It doesn't
What about
change
what
it.
about what about the one in particular where they say it's not sustainable? What do you say when they say that?
Well,
They don't know you.
ask me again in 20 years how I'm going to
Yeah.
eat, and I'll tell you how I'm eating then because maybe it is sustainable for me. Maybe it's not. I don't even know that for sure. What I can tell you right now is people say, "How are you going to eat after you lose the weight?" I'm going to eat like this because I feel the best eating like this. I don't eat sugar because sugar doesn't make me feel good. And to be honest, it tastes kind of funny. After you get it out of your diet, sugar really don't taste very good. It only once you get it though, then it'll start to taste good again. Like it comes back real fast, but that first hit of sugar isn't even always good. But for me, is the keto diet going to be the diet that I do forever? I mean, I don't know, but I can't imagine ever wanting sugar back in my life. So that's probably the most negative thing that I get. But again, that's you don't have to eat that way. Deanna and I are really good friends, and guess what? She eats sugar. Do you know how much I care? None.
None.
That's her
Yep.
way to eat. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yep.
So that's what I think about it. Then Deanna's right.
Yeah.
That's on you, boo. That's on you.
Yep.
I don't
love
eat a
that
ton of
answer. That's your
sugar. I
problem.
just don't not eat it.
No, I know, Deanna. I'm just saying
I
people
love it.
can be people can be different, right? And
You,
she doesn't avoid it like I do. I avoid sugar because I intentionally try not to have too much because I don't feel good when I do.
Yeah.
Even
you
like I
tell,
had
yeah.
some vegan nuggets the other night because that's what my friend was eating. I'm like, yeah, sure, I can eat vegan nuggets. And I was like, why am I so tired? What is happening right now? I wasn't even really thinking about it. I was thinking I was having chicken nuggets. I knew they weren't, but even in my brain, I was like, these are regular.
Yeah.
Oh, they had more carbs than I was used to. So it just made me kind of ready for bed because it was already late, versus if I
Yeah.
had just eaten chicken, I probably would have felt okay.
Yeah.
So what makes you
Same
feel
thing.
good?
Headache. Yeah. Headaches.
Yeah.
Arthritis. For me, anyway. Arthritis.
Yeah.
The inflammation in my body is just, and it doesn't take very much,
To bring it right back. Yep.
to bring it right back.
So
Not
I've
worth it for
I've
me.
been dipping my toe in some old habits, which some of you might have heard on my videos, which is binge eating. It's always been my downfall. It's always been my weak point. When I am good, I am good. I am on track. I am following it to a T, and I am eating exactly right. But when I get the little least bit off track, I don't know what it is inside of me, but I feel the need to eat every single thing that I see. And Christmas and Thanksgiving, I kind of let myself do that. That was fine. I had a plan that I was gonna just eat whatever I wanted to during those days, keep them like as close to my normal diet as possible, but definitely not what I would normally eat in a day. And then for my birthday, well, for the cruise, I let myself go completely off the Richter scale, and I ate like 3 bowls of ice cream. Oh my God, I felt so sick. I
Yeah.
was literally like, I don't know whether it was the alcohol or the sugar that did it to me, but they made me feel the same exact way.
Probably.
For some people, and I'm not saying that this is for you at all, but I know that for a lot of people that it can come from food restriction, and it's an unconscious thought. It's not a conscious thought that you're having. It's an unconscious thought regarding food restriction or food scarcity, that once that thought is unleashed and it comes up into your prefrontal cortex, it kind of dominates what you're doing, even though it's kind of like an unconscious thought. So sometimes it's about doing some journaling or some meditation or some just acceptance regarding the food plan that you've chosen, that you love, that feels good to you. But somehow your brain forgot that that's what you choose and that's what you like to do and that's how you eat
Yeah.
and that's how your body feels good. And it's just like kind of refocusing and retelling your body, your brain, no, you're wrong. I know that's the way I used to be. It really wants it wants to be back in those old habits, the way that you were you used to be. It doesn't
Yeah.
like change. So you just
Yeah.
got to remind it that no, this is the way it's supposed to be.
This is healthier. Yeah.
And maybe I'll
Reminds
try
me,
that
really.
journaling because after the cruise, I said I was so sick. I'm never going to do this to myself again. And then here I am last weekend. I'm like, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to eat everything. And that wasn't my original plan. I was going to have some healthy keto treats, some cakes and stuff that were like pre-made keto stuff. And I was going to, stick to my meal plan and do everything accordingly. And, I went off a little bit and I just, I didn't feel so good this week going into this week, which really stunk because I was like, really hoping to, get like some semblance of a plan and stick to it. And I didn't let myself do that. So I still have some soul searching to do. It is a journey and I'm
It
still
is.
trying to figure that out. So maybe I'll try journaling because the last time I binge ate, I told myself a couple of things like, you don't really want to do this. You're going to feel like crap tomorrow. And I still let myself do it. So I still have to figure out how I'm going to stop myself from binge eating. And now since I did that binge eating on the cruise and let myself eat all that sugar, like Misty said, it's like even more addictive now. So now once I get that little
Yeah.
bit of taste of sugar,
Started.
now I am
Yeah.
completely like wild.
Sometimes like
to-
writing down really, really descriptively how terrible you felt can be, kind of helpful. Just so that you're like, and then what you can do to not feel that terrible again can be helpful.
Yeah, and
And-
to
Everybody's
Dennis's
different.
point, a lot of people who binge eat, once they binge eat, their instant reaction is, I ate too much, I must not eat that much tomorrow, and then they starve themselves tomorrow, and then they just go back in that cycle again. Binge eating is not my problem. My problem is that if I'm in a situation like that, I starve myself. I don't allow myself to intake food. It's just as bad. It's just the reverse, right? So it is also being aware. And sometimes I know a lot of people on keto, myself included, we like to do intermittent fasting. But for a lot of binge eaters, intermittent fasting is bad because they're having
Yep.
to hold out on their food. And then that makes them want to binge. So
They'll binge even
being
more.
aware. Yeah, and they'll binge even more. So just being aware of that too, Michelle, may, help. Journaling, all of it, try it. Like we've said, that's the whole point of this, right? Try it and see if it helps you, because it is going to be a learning
Take care,
experience
Cheryl.
for the rest of your life. Bye, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye.
Cheryl.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
I said it reminds me of my back when you went to college and you go on a party on Saturday night, and then you get up Sunday morning, you go, oh my God, I'm never going to drink again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, until
And
Friday
then the
night
next weekend, you're right back
comes.
at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You start making promises to God then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One foot down on the floor, trying to keep the bed from spinning. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember them days.
I do too. That was about 3 weeks ago, I think.
I think I got socks older than all of y'all.
No, I really did. I don't remember.
You need to
exactly
get
what
rid
it
of
was.
the-
Oh, it was the Super Bowl. That's what it was. I partied like a rock star for the Super Bowl, and then remembered I'm old, and then I slept on his couch till the next day because I couldn't go nowhere.
yeah.
It happens.
Oh, man.
So, all right, so we'll get wrapping up in a couple of minutes here. We're approaching the hour mark. But I just wanted to ask you guys before we leave a little bit about your fitness journey and where you are with that. I'll start with the man who has a gym in his garage.
So, for me, I try to. I'm trying to exercise somewhat on a daily basis. I try to walk every day. I'm averaging about 4 miles a day right now. Is about my average walking distance. Steps wise, I try to do 12,000 during the week, 10,000 on the weekends. Today's been kind of off because it's been kind of a busy morning with other YouTube-y things. I hate to say that, but So yeah, so
We've been there. We've been
My
there. a long
Saturdays.
ago. Yeah, we know.
and then so trying to get the steps in. So that's the primary thing, and then trying to get some kind of a physical activity in at least 3 times a week anyway for me. Again, because I'm older, I'm not looking to build body mass per se. I'm looking more to try to get a little leaner, keep the muscle that I have, or make it a little leaner. So I'm trying to work out with those. So my weights are not, I'm gonna say super heavy. They're not, I'm not pumping iron, I guess, or anything. So it's kind of lighter weights for me, and that's working for me. Again, close to that retirement age. I'm getting close to my mid 60s, and so I'm just looking to just try to stay lean and mean and go into the golden years in good shape, breathing, exercise. So.
All right. What about you, Mike?
Well, I need to step up the exercise. I've not been as active over the winter as I was going into it. I was getting 12, 15,000 steps a day before fall and winter came around. So I got to get back to that. Right now, I get 6,000 a day. I'm lucky, and I do need to do a little more in weight training. I haven't been diligent enough in that. I have 2 gyms here, and I could go for free because I qualify for silver sneakers. But do I go? No, I hadn't. I need to do that, but especially do it
You want
while I
to.
can.
You
Yeah,
don't need to or should. You want to.
yeah, yeah. And I need to do something like that while I can because with my wife, Paige, she has Alzheimer's, so that right now it's not like I can't leave her or anything because she's in the early stages of it.
Right.
So I'm not taking advantage of it while I have the opportunity to take advantage of it, and that's on me. Because uh, I basically have not found the motivation to do it yet. So, but
Yeah.
I am active. I am active with walking because I have 2 dogs and they insist on going out at least twice a day.
Mhm.
So, and I'll get about 6,000 right now steps every day. So at least that's something, I guess.
Yeah, consistency. Just keep it consistent. Keep your steps going consistently, and slowly over time. If you want to go to the gym, just work on it. And is that something that your wife would be able to do with you? I know
Well,
she has diabetes.
I thought about that, but she's got issues with a shoulder and other things that makes it hard for her to work out with any kind of weights. And so I don't know how much she would be able to get out of going to the gym. Plus, I don't know that her insurance would pay for it because she's not eligible for silver sneakers.
I know because Mike and I are kind of in the same boat where we're older. Some of the physical activity changes. So for me anyway, a lot of it deals around with working on my balance, working on my flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
As you get older, those things can really make a difference in the quality of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like as you get older, you hear a lot of them, people fall and get injured. Our Uncle Russ, my Uncle Russ just fell and broke his hip.
Man.
So those things, as you get older, he's 80 years old. So as those things get older, those are things we want to kind of work on to maintain so that as we go into those years, we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff as much.
In other words, we don't want to pump us up.
But even like Thomas DeLawler, if you watch him, I was watching like a video where he was recommending, and he was saying, doing those heavy weights and trying to gain muscle at that point is counterproductive, and doing more of like a resistance training or something like that is much more beneficial to just maintain your health and to keep that, so that way if you do fall or something happens, that it's better for you.
Yeah.
What about you, Misty?
This lady has got to exercise down to an art.
Uh,
She's a beast.
I mean, fitness has changed my life. That's really all that I can say about it. Strength training has been the game changer for me, mentally, physically, everything. I actually got to lead a workout this morning for the very first time. My coach, Kirsten Quick, over at Quick Fit Home Workouts, just plug there for her because I think she's amazing. Deanna and I are both part of her Fit Squad. We work out with her every Saturday morning. Her husband got her vacation, so I got to lead this morning. It was super fun. It was really hard, and I couldn't talk and work out and count. Man, it's something else. Like, it's really impressive to be able to do stuff like that, right? But I mean, having stronger bones, to Alan's point, if you strength train, your bones get stronger. Stronger bones are less likely to break. And I'm 47, going to be 48 this summer. And as I'm going in, I want more mobility. I want more strength. I want that stronger bone density. I want to age in a healthy manner. And for me, adding strength training into that is the way that it's going to happen. And I will be studying for my personal trainer certification. I'll have that by the end of the year for sure. And then I hope to help others go along. And so, Mike, what I'll tell you is stop waiting for motivation, my brother. You should know better. Get up there and do the thing, sir.
Yes.
Don't tell
Yes.
me that. Don't let me get on you now. Come on, my brother from another mother. You know better. Get up and do it. Stop waiting for the motivation.
I'm slapping myself for you.
Let me get that hand. Come on now.
Don't slap
It
yourself.
feels
Get up out of the
good.
chair and go.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Just do
Yeah.
it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It feels so good when you're done.
It does every time.
Yeah, it does.
And Misty, you go get that non-scale victory. Whoop whoop. There
I
you
love
go.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Misty,
Thanks.
that certification. Now I'm impressed.
It's a bunch, man. It's a lot. I'm gonna have to postpone it a little bit. I haven't officially announced it, but I'm also moving right now, so I'm sort of readjusting my goal. But yeah, it's a lot to learn. And as growing up as not a healthy person, I didn't know none of this stuff. Like, I didn't know how important it was to work out, and get that bone strength and have a good cardiovascular health. And the more you do, the more you can do. Now, do you have time, Michelle? If you still got all the kids, and maybe not, but you can still do more easily than you could have in the past, right? And that's what it's all about. So,
Well, she's lifting that kid on her hip while she's cooking.
Yeah.
oh, she's strong. Oh, Michelle is strong. Make no mistakes about that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
for
that's
sure.
a fact. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love the way that I feel after a workout now. So I make it as part of my self-care. I had really bad postpartum depression. And one of my things my doctor said was like, you need to have self-care. She's like, if you don't have self-care, then it will be even worse. So, I try to tell myself that, like when I'm trying to schedule the time and make the time, that I am worth it, that it is worth it for me to move. And then when I get done with the workout and I feel great, I'm like, woo, sometimes I do drag my feet and I'm like, I don't want to get up early in the morning to do it. I don't want to, do it after work. I don't want to do it any time of day. And I think that was it when I got back into fitness training, was like going to the gym was so hard because I would tell myself all these negative affirmations like, you can't do it. You can't. You just can't. And going to the gym is hard, especially like even in high school when I used to go train with my dad at the gym, and some days I'd be there, he could testify to it, I'd be there crying, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be doing this, I don't feel good, I don't feel good about myself, and I just would want to quit and move on to something else. And I think we all have those days of low motivation, but like once you actually physically start doing it, then you start to feel how good it feels afterwards. And, that's a huge game changer for me. And that's what's helped me really stay with it, is that consistency piece. And I'm working on a 3-piece workout right now. So it's, I think it's 13 weeks, and the first phase was called effort. So we were putting in the effort to work on our consistency and work on consistently doing it. And then the next phase that I just finished was the work part, which is, putting in that work to make yourself stronger and putting in the work to make sure that you follow up on your consistency with more effort. And then the next phase is the results. So putting it together and working on, really like putting on your hardest effort and consistently going, because just because you're consistently going doesn't mean you're working at your best, self. And then just because, you're working at your best self doesn't mean that you're going consistently as you should be. So,
Is that a specific program through someone?
So Sydney Cummings, I follow her workout program because I find she has a lot of variety, and because I do have the kids and I do have a limited time at the gym. Now we've actually acquired 3 gym memberships for different reasons, but when they have the kids care, I try to bring the kids have fun, and then it gives us also something besides the food to talk about for the future, and say, like, you do need to eat healthy, but you also need to get off the tablets and you need to go to play and be a kid. And that's hard these days. It's easy to stick your kid on a tablet and say, here it is. And it's harder to say we need to discuss these changes that need to be made and need to be talked about, for their future and for their sake, because, they're going to grow up into people too. So
This is true.
I blame it on the whole, you can't let your kids run and play. Whenever I was a kid, my mom would just be like, you guys leave the house and don't come back until dinner time. And we could go run and play and do whatever we wanted and blah, blah, blah. But kids they can't do that anymore.
Yeah. As long as we were within earshot, as long as they called our name and we could come home, that was the only rule. Or if the light, heaven forbid, if the lights came on the end of the street, you had about 5 minutes to get inside.
That's it.
Yep.
It was
love to
Yeah,
go to
right.
the gym,
Try
and they
that.
love
There's
to
light
go.
on every corner. We tried that a bunch of times. You didn't see none of the lights on none of the court. They all out. Did you all put them out? Oh, we'll be there.
Yeah.
And we have the YMCA, and they have a bouncy house in there, so they love to go there.
Oh,
They love
wow.
to go swimming.
I'm going to go there.
I know, right?
We have another gym where they have this like big room that's like all grass, and it's got balls and it's got bricks to like build like a fort, and it's got these like things that the pads that you would like do like step ups or something on, and they climb over that and they run around with the other kids. They play kickball, and they absolutely love going in there. And then we both get out and we're both like, okay, ready to enjoy each other's company and talk about like any questions that they might have about working out or about, so I think it's a really great learning thing for them too. So Deanna, share a little bit about your fitness journey too.
So, if you would have told, 16-year-old Deanna that I'd be doing fitness stuff, I would have told you like absolutely crazy. That was my brother's job. My brother was good at everything. He was a state qualified gymnast. He was a wrestler. He was a football player. He was a cheerleader. He went to college on a cheerleading scholarship. Like, he was the sports guy, and I was anti-sports. I lost 80 pounds in my 20s doing zero zilch exercise at all. So you can lose weight without doing exercise. But as I get older, I'm worried about my mobility. I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about my longevity of life. And the science proves that you need to do this stuff. It's going to benefit you if those are the things that you're looking for in life. So I got on board with it, and slowly I took baby steps. I started with just walking. It's still my favorite exercises, walking and dancing. I love to dance. But then I got into yoga because somebody was doing a 30-day yoga challenge. I'm like, I can do yoga. And that was hard stuff. And then that kind of got me into strength training. And now I'm like, doing all this resistance training and strength training workouts that I absolutely adore. And it's amazing. But it all started just with like baby steps. And then I swear the coach that Misty was talking about earlier, she and another coach, Fine Fitness with Sharon, they put out these 5-minute strength training videos. And I was like, well, I can do 5 minutes. I can do anything for 5 minutes. And that gave me the confidence in order to do more. And if it wasn't for those 5-minute videos, I don't know that I'd be where I am today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap up, but just one more question. Any last words you have for or advice for anyone who, is on some kind of journey, either about diet, exercise, meal prep, anything in between? Let's go with Mike first.
Find the way that works for you and stick with it. You know, if you can pull from every source that you can find and let it, you do you. Don't let somebody else dictate how you're going to do it. You figure out what works and you stick with it. That's the best thing I can tell you, because if you try to mimic what somebody else is doing exactly, it may not work for you and you'll get discouraged. But if you pull from every possible resource that you can find and you develop a way that it works for you, you will succeed.
I agree completely. What about you, Misty?
Yeah, well, here's what I would like everybody out there to know. You are worth living the happiest and healthiest version of this life possible. And if you wait until you feel like you're worth it, or you wait for the motivation to do it, it's never going to happen. Just start. It's okay. You can start little. It'll be your plan, it'll be your life. And you can just take it a piece at a time. And like everybody said, find out what works and just continue to believe every day that you can do it again. And then just do it every day on repeat.
Yeah.
It's
love
that
that.
simple and that hard. I always tell people it's really 2 steps. Start, don't quit. That's it.
That's it.
See, when I need like a pep talk or something, I head over to Misty's channel because I feel like she always has like the right thing to say at the right time, and she's so motivational. And
I got to motivate myself, girl. I'm out here trying to do it, so I got to motivate me. I'm just talking to my own self, and I'm glad if it helps anybody else. So,
what about you, Deanna?
Never quit trying. Don't give up. When a baby starts to crawl and starts to walk, whenever they fall down, we say, whoops, and then we encourage them to try again. Why do we not encourage ourselves to get back up?
I like
Don't
that.
wait another week. Don't wait a month. You get back up the next meal. You get back up the next day. You get back up as soon as you can. Don't give up.
That's wisdom right there.
yep.
I think I'm gonna write that in a journal, and then that way when I
Good
start
way
to
to start.
binge eat, I'll be like, no, you're not starting back tomorrow. You're starting right now. You're starting right at this time.
You're not going to tell that baby, oh, no, you can try again next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great advice. I love it.
That's
What
good.
about you, Alan?
Wow, everybody else was so good. I would just say keep it simple, right? So, you keep
There's
it
wisdom
simple
in
and, make it work for you. So, don't complicate it. So
It
it doesn't have to be complicated. Just keep it simple.
That's right.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for taking your time out of your Saturdays to come and see to come and talk with me and share your stories. Does anyone have anything else coming up on today or tomorrow that you want to put a shout out there? People can go on and watch.
I do my live streams every Monday at 6 p.m. Central on my channel. If anybody ever wants to join there, feel free. Otherwise, happy birthday, Michelle. Thanks for having us.
And this Wednesday at 6 o'clock, this guy right here will be on with Tom Garvey and myself.
Oh,
And,
all the men cooking.
we recorded it right before this. We
Oh,
recorded
cool.
the broadcast right
It's
before
a
this.
YouTube day.
Yeah.
Excellent.
6
I'll catch
6
up for
o'clock
sure.
Eastern time, it'll be on.
What about
All
you, Alan?
Just Jason Keto is going to be on my live stream in about an hour and a half from now.
Oh.
So come on over and check Jason out and hear a little bit about his story and his journey. So I think, and also in April 8th, it's going to be Scott from Platte River Keto, Misty, and Michelle's going to be on the channel.
Yeah,
And
it'd
we're
be
working
fun,
on something with
Alex.
Mike and Tom coming up too. So
What about you, Deanna?
I do a fun live stream on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central called the ABCs of Weight Loss, where every week we take a letter of the alphabet and we talk about words that start with that letter that may or may not apply to weight loss. So we do a lot of mindset talk, not a lot of food talk, mainly or diet talk, but it's a lot of mindset talk.
it's
It's a
important.
great one. Yeah, it's fun every week. She has a
I like
special
your
guest. Called,
ABCs. I like your
yeah.
ABCs. Those are great.
I like them too.
Thank you.
hmm
Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you.
just know everybody. I watch the videos, but because sometimes I have to watch them on the TV.
We know,
And I
Mike. We
can't
love you.
comment. I can't comment. I can't go on the TV. So I'm there.
I feel it. I know. We've all been
I
there.
got you. I got you, Mike. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us. I wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah,
Thank
happy birthday.
you. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody, for joining me. And I'll make sure to share everybody's videos and check out their channels. Go down, hit that thumbs up button, press the subscribe, and everything else that you want to do. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you soon.
Have a
Bye.
good one,
Bye.
everyone.
Later.
Bye,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye, Jason. Bye.